Good morning, aliens. I'm currently on the way to the meeting point for the Jerusalem tour, which is 1.5 miles away from my hostel. Jess, why are you like this? Why don't you do any research? I think it's because everyone says how tiny Israel is, when actually, like, Tel Aviv is quite big. Now I have 22 minutes to walk. I look a bit like an egg this morning, but we're just going to deal with that. My outfit of the day is this long dress that I bought from Primark a little while back. If you follow me on Instagram, then you know all about it. Where am I going now? Straight. A really good thing to remember if you're travelling out of like where your phone will work, your GPS still works on airplane mode and without Wi-Fi or like internet or anything. So if you have Wi-Fi, then you can plan your route, and then when you leave the Wi-Fi, your little blue dot still moves on your Google Maps. And that's something that I found when I was in Italy. I think that's pretty good, otherwise, you know, heck knows where I'd end up. Western Wall. I have lost my tour group, but that's okay because I know the meeting point for 15 minutes time. Yeah, the next stop is going to be Bethlehem. I'm not feeling very vloggy today, so it's just going to be a bit of a landscape, look what I'm seeing kind of thing. Yeah, the next stop is Bethlehem, and then after that we'll go to the Dead Sea. For the Dead Sea, I have like a waterproof case that I'm going to put my old iPhone in so you can come into the Dead Sea with me.
That the Christians were going to secretly because they were persecuted until that time.
Good afternoon, aliens. As promised, I let you into the Dead Sea with me. Now I'm going to put my phone away so I can actually enjoy the full experience. things. So today we went to Jerusalem, the Dead Sea and Bethlehem. I forgot that we went there because it was rubbish. We went into like the Nativity Church, but our group was quite large. I think we had, with the tour guides, we had 19 people. We had 2 guides because one of them wasn't licensed to lead the guide in Bethlehem or something. So we went to the Nativity Church, but they wouldn't let us into the smaller churches and the grotto where they believe Jesus was born, just because our group was too big, and also we had a very, very tight time frame because of the traffic. I'm not sure if the day got off to a very good start because I arrived at the Grand Beach Hotel where the checkpoint was, and when everyone was signing up for their tour, there was one couple whose names weren't on the list, but they had their confirmation code, so like they definitely booked on to be on that tour, but the names just weren't there. So the tour guide was like, well, they've paid, so they're coming. So they loaded everybody onto the bus. So there were 3 separate tours, but the bus dropped off the people who were going to Jerusalem in Jerusalem first, and then like carried on to En-Gedi and the Dead Sea and Masada and whatever. So we were dropped off in Jerusalem, and then a smaller bus came to pick us all up to take us to like the start of the tour, where the tour would start. That's literally what that means, sorry. But because we had 17 people instead of 15, we couldn't all fit onto the minibus. So the tour guide had to walk to the checkpoint, so like the bus left and all of the people on the tour got to the checkpoint, and then the tour guide, he actually got there really fast, so props to him. And I actually loved going around Jerusalem. I thought it was like really interesting. All the buildings were amazing, like Bauhaus style, all the like synagogue rooftops and stuff. I just thought it was really beautiful. They found us a bigger bus, so we got loaded onto the bigger bus, and then we went to Bethlehem, and that happened. And then from Bethlehem we got onto that same minibus that we had in Bethlehem and went to the Dead Sea. Now, I sort of tried to make friends with 2 of the girls because I didn't know what was going on, and I didn't want to leave my bag like on the benches when I went into the Dead Sea, and I felt like safer leaving my bag with their bags. You know, one on its own is more likely to get nicked than like 3 altogether. I made friends with 2 girls, and then we were like floated in the Dead Sea together, and then we came back. But the thing is, when we were coming back, we were loaded onto 2 separate buses. There was one smaller one for all the people going back to Tel Aviv, and a bigger one for all the people going back to Jerusalem. And then we started to leave, right? And then we stopped, and the bus in front of us stopped. And there was a massive argument, and obviously I can't understand Hebrew, so I didn't know what it was about, but there was a huge argument. And then the guide came on, the guide from the other bus came onto our bus and said, so sorry about this, here's what's going to happen. And we ended up having to get off of our bus to go onto the Jerusalem bus because our tour guide lives in Jerusalem and not in Tel Aviv, so he wanted to drive the smaller bus back to Jerusalem where that bus lives, if that makes sense, and then everybody went onto the bigger bus, and it was just a massive kerfuffle, and I thought we were going to be stuck in the desert for a bit, but we were actually okay. Also, just want to say, those buses promised free Wi-Fi and there was not, and I think my mother thought I was dead for a bit, so thanks for that. I'm back in Tel Aviv right now, and I found a nice little bar, restaurant thing, and of course I've got a beer. And I think that's going to be it for me today because I'm pretty wiped out. I mean, it's already like 8 p.m. and I haven't spoken to my family all day, so I need to check in with them a bit. So I think for the first time of this trip I'm going to end a vlog properly. Catch you later, aliens. Stay away from those grays.